Hi, everybody. This is Damien from Legend Life. We're all about sharing inspirational stories and then also helping you find out a little bit more about how you can optimize your health, wellness, and fitness when you're over 40. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Pam Sherman. She's a wellness coach from California. She's been involved in the fitness industry for over 20 years. She's also a mother of two children who are now college age. She's also an author of 7 books, I believe, also a motivational speaker. So how are you today, Pam?
Amazing. Awesome. So happy to be here with you.
Awesome. So let's get started, and maybe you can give us a little bit of a background about yourself and then where this interest in fitness all kind of got started.
I think I was born to be a trainer. I think we're all born to do certain things, but I tried to be a trainer to my 2 oldest girlfriends before I even knew what that was. Neither
Yeah.
one of them are worker outers to this day, but I was always like, "Hey, let's go for a run. Let's do these things." And I think also having 2 older brothers who were into sports and they had the in back in the 70s in the States, our parents kicked us out of the house all day and just said, "Go be outside." So tagging along with them and having to be very sporty, I always loved to move my body. I didn't even know there was like a mind-body connection, obviously, but movement was always something that made me feel great. And then my dad was a recreational runner. And one day I just said, "Hey, can I run with you?" And I was 11 and I ran 2 miles without stopping. It was the most amazing thing in the whole world, and I never stopped. So that was my introduction into movement. I kept running because I was never very good, very middle of the pack, but I just liked the way it made me feel. It helped me cope with super stressful situations in my life. Then after college, my roommate was a group exercise instructor, and she said, "Hey, you like to work out so much. Why don't you take this class at a local junior college on how to be an instructor?" And that changed my whole life because it taught for somebody who doesn't know anything about how to lead a class, how to warm up, how to cool down, how the natural ebb and flow of a class. And then once I did that, I thought, well, I should probably get my personal training certification because if I'm going to be teaching mostly women, some of them are going to want to train. And I got both of those while I was pregnant with my son, who was 23. And that was my career. I knew I did not want to be a full-time worker when I had kids. And teaching and training was perfect because I could do it just a little bit
Yeah.
because I was born with motivation dripping out of my pores, and I love teaching so much and helping women feel better, move more, be inspired. So I could do that and still be mostly be a mom. So that's how I got into the fitness world.
Oh, awesome. So, and how long ago did you start the Perfect Balance Guru?
That started 4 years ago when I was 49. It was because I was hit by a car while I was running. And because I was in such great shape at 49, we have to reiterate this because this is legend life after 40. I
Yeah.
was in such great shape. I did not break any bones. I should, I'm not going to say only, I lost 6 teeth, which was no walk in the park. I couldn't go back into the classroom or do training because I had to have 5 major gross oral surgeries, which we can't even talk about because people don't like to get their teeth cleaned, let alone talk about
Yeah.
the mouth stuff. But I am a teacher at heart. So I met a woman who is wonderful at creating websites. I said, "Hey, I still want to have like a newsletter. I want to make a YouTube channel because I love teaching and making videos is not nothing hard for me because I've been in front of a classroom for 20 years. So I can certainly do it with my phone in my backyard." And it started that way. And then I started writing books l- by chance, really. When my website gal said, "Hey, when people sign up for your newsletter, you have to give them something for free." I'm like, "Okay." So I would write, and I turn it back into her, and she goes, "This is a book." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Pam, I just wanted like your 10 best healthy living tips." I said, "I could do that in 1 minute." She goes, "Just give me 10 more pages and we can self-publish on Amazon." So my first book I wrote even before, and Damien, everything that I write or talk about, nothing of this is rocket science or stuff that people haven't heard before. I am no nonsense. This is how to live a healthy life, get enough sleep, eat mostly foods grown from the ground, listen to your body as far as exercise goes. But it came about in a natural way. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on Amazon. That's so cool.
Yeah. Cool. So, so that's a good lead in, I guess, to talking a little bit more about your philosophy when it comes to health, wellness, and fitness.
It's changed a lot in the last 10 years. The Pam of age 43 was trying to kill her students in her class, as hard as possible. I did a lot of running. I've done 15 marathons and 8 half marathons. So I was really focused on running and teaching and working as hard as I could. The 53-year-old Pam says, "Oh, you know what? I have to be kinder and gentler to my body. And I don't want to kill myself because I get sore more often now. And I really just want to feel great in my body. I want to feel strong, but I don't feel the need to have a 60-minute boot camp class. I'm going to lift weights or do body weight workout for 20, 25 minutes and call it a day and make sure I stretch every time." So the biggest thing I tell, because there's so many people I work with, mostly women, they have a hard time like, "I don't like to work out." So I always say, "What did you like to do when you were a little kid?" Because we all like to move as little kids, whether
Yeah.
it's bike riding or jump rope or hula hoop. They sell all that stuff at a sporting goods store. Do what you love to do, and you have to strength train because our muscles protect our bones, and that's why so many older people, when they fall down, they break their bones. And we should all be walking. It's not, I don't really consider walking exercise, but it's movement, and our bodies are supposed to move. They're not supposed to be sitting down all day. So that's really a 180 degree or 360 from where I was 10 years ago.
Okay. So, what does your personal fitness regime look like?
I used to be all running, 100%. And over now it is, I do a side of running. So I might do like this morning, my workout partner and I did a walk jog for a warm up. Mostly because I'm just coming off of a little injury, but I will run maybe a half mile or a mile for just because I love to run and it's a nice warm up. Then I have a gym in my backyard. I do mostly body weight stuff. I do pull ups, I do box jumps, push ups. Um, I have a bench press. I don't do that too much. So I do strength training 5 days a week and I mix it up because I was a teacher for so long. I can just say, what do I want to work on today? I'll take one day off a week, completely off from strength, and I'll try to walk a little bit more and not just be a slug all day.
Yeah.
But a lot of strength training. I stretch after every single workout, with a cardio on the side. I don't love to bike. I have an assault bike, which is super fun. I will do that sometimes as a warm up for my workout. And it's really simple. I don't spend hours in the gym. I don't upper body, lower body. I do full body every single time I work out.
Okay. So you were mentioning you had a little bit of an injury. So as you get older, or as you've gotten older, are you noticing that you're getting injured more often, or you're uncovering a few things from the, getting older?
I notice I get sore more often than I used to. I was out of town last week for 4 days, and I have a pull-up bar in my backyard. I love to do pull-ups. I did pull-ups on Sunday, and on Monday, I was like, "Wow, I'm really sore." So I'll just feel it more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm super moderate in my workouts, so I don't wanna say I get injured more, but I'm not doing the amount of craziness that I used to do a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can kind of relate. I do notice getting sore a little bit more, but also few imbalances cause more soreness from when doing weights than I'm used to. So I guess like getting older, as you said, probably a bigger focus on flexibility, stability, kind of like work is probably quite important.
It is, and I do have a lot of on my YouTube channel, it's The Perfect Balance. I have 5-minute workouts, 10-minute workouts, because right now I'm all about people are busy, their lives are busy, and I think you can add 10 minutes into your day and you let me give you a full body workout for 10 minutes. And then if you get some walking in, great. But I feel now I head to toe because our bodies, when I just had a client asked me this week, "Okay, so what do you think about an upper body, lower body split?" And I said, "Do your arms ever work separately from your legs?" And she said, "No." I said, "We all work together." And she was 56. And I said, let's be moderate and do maybe 30 minutes, 3 times a week, full body." And she's like, "That's too easy." I'm like, That's for strength training? Great. That's all you need." And the other days, she likes to do cardio and she likes to do a little dancing, so she filled in the other days. But
Yeah.
um, from over here in the strength training world, you hear about the bro split and this, 2 days upper body, 2 days lower body. I'm like, for people in their 50s, 40s, unless you're competing, you don't actually have to split it up. You could be more moderate, spend less time in the gym, and have more time to enjoy your life and travel and do stuff like that
Yeah.
without spending an hour and a half, 5 days a week in the gym.
So, based on that, because you were a busy lady, obviously, when you had your kids growing up, you had, teaching your group classes and, the day to day kind of thing. So, how did you fit in fitness into your lifestyle?
When my kids were little, I taught probably 4 classes a week. And those were, I never considered those my workouts, but I was still working out because I was leading the class.
Yeah.
I have always made time to run because it's important to my mental health. So whether it was when the kids were at school or I would get up really early in the morning and I made sure I always ran. And then stretch, I always stretch after all my workouts. And then my, it was a step class and a body, like a sculpting class, like a
Yeah.
boot camp class. So that was, it wasn't, it was a workout. I mean, I worked them really hard. So I worked really hard.
Yeah.
I always made it a priority in my life because I am happier. I'm more productive. I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a better friend. I'm more productive when I take the time to take care of my health.
Yeah. No, on board. So, I guess being a big advocate of fitness, you'd say to anyone else, you always have to make time, don't you? There's no excuses. You got to make time for your fitness.
We all make time for the things we want to do. All of us. Facebook, Instagram, whatever. There's 24 hours in a day, and that's why I really think even a 10 minutes of moving your body is so great for your mental health. Gets your day started off right, and if you get nothing else in, you got those 10 minutes. That is enough. But really, when people look at their day, get up 20 minutes earlier. I bet everybody could get up 20 minutes. Not that that's your ideal time to work out, but if that's your only time, great. What are you doing at lunch? I just told my son, who's 23, he has an hour lunch break. He lives in Arizona, and he's a really gifted runner. I said, you could run 2 miles every day at lunch. You'd be done in less than 20 minutes, and then you have 40 minutes still to make your lunch and have a little bit of downtime. Like we all have time. You just have to think about it. Like I'm in. When people tell me that, I'm like, you're investing in your future.
Yeah.
Every minute you spend in your health today, you're investing in your future. Up to you.
So, no, definitely. So, very much on board. So, tell me how you came up with the perfect balance guru.
When my daughter went to elementary school, I had 6 hours a day to myself. And I thought I could actually go to women's houses to train because before that I was limited to going to the gym and putting her in the gym daycare.
Yeah.
And then I thought I have to have a company name. And this is okay, she's 20 now. So this was 15 years ago, 14 years ago. And I thought women, ever since I started doing this, they've always struggled with food and fitness. There has to be a balance to get, because most women I would work with want to lose weight. And there has to be a balance. It can't just be, I'm going to work out for 3 hours and then eat like a pig. That doesn't work. So perfect balance came out just of I want to help women. And at that time, I'm much older and wiser now. It was just about food and fitness.
Yeah.
Now it is sleep, it is stress management, it is self-care. There's so many more things in food and fitness. And when my website gal created the website, she's like, we have to have a catchy name. What do you think about guru? And I said, yes, yes, I can be the perfect balance guru because I've gone through my own struggles myself.
Yeah.
I've battled my weight. I had my dad come live close to me and decline with Alzheimer's, and I got really sick for a few years. So I feel like, as we all do at a certain age, life just throws stuff your way that's not going to be amazing. You got to live through it, look back and go, oh, I should have gotten way more sleep. I should have taken some things off my plate. I really want to help women say, you know what? Self care is not selfish, it is self love. And you need to do that with yourself every day. Put your health on the first thing on your priority list instead of the last, because once the last is never going to get done.
Yep. No, very true. So I guess this is good also to maybe give me a little bit of or everyone a feel of what is your philosophy with regard wellness and aging?
I think you get out of it what you put into it. I have seen, um, I mean, we all do, and at least in America, the obesity epidemic is real, and people are treating their bodies like crap, and then they're dying early, or they're on a ton of medication, and they can't move, they don't feel well. I'm a firm believer in we only have one body to go through life in, and I can tell you, you can age and feel great. I wake up every day, I do not have any aches or pains. Now, I did not play contact sports, Damien. My husband did, so he has some aches and pains.
Yeah.
But if you get enough sleep for your body, if you eat mostly stuff grown from the ground, not a lot of processed foods, if you manage your stress, it doesn't matter how old you are, your life is going to be better as you age. You can't just think, oh, I'll take care of it when I'm 50, 60, 70, when I have more time after vacation, right? After the holidays, I'll start taking care of myself. No, no, it's an investment every single day. In fact, my tagline is your health is your wealth because after I got hit, I went to my sports practitioner because I knew I was going to need some spinal alignment because I literally ate the windshield.
Yeah.
I left a tooth in the windshield. And he said to me, had you not been in such great shape, your injuries would have been far worse. And I thought, I have to let people know it makes a difference how you take care of yourself today. All my years prior to that, all my years of strength training and running and stretching and eating well paid off in a moment that nobody could have anticipated that would happen to me. But because I did all those things for years and years and years, I lost 6 teeth. That's it. I was very, very fortunate.
No,
So I
definitely.
do I do think your health is your wealth, and there's no time like the present to start taking care of themselves. That being said, people that aren't doing anything, I'm a big believer in taking baby steps because I have seen far too many people as a trainer. Let's talk New Year's resolutions who give up wine, stop eating carbs, going to do an hour of yoga. They have their laundry list of things that last for one day. Let's take one thing, let's attack that. And then when you're successful, add the next thing. So if you're not getting great sleep, let's start with your sleep. When you get more sleep, let's talk about your water. Are you drinking any water? You know, taking little baby steps because you're not going to change your health overnight, but consistency over years and years, day after day, week after week, month after month is what's going to make the biggest change to your health.
So the big message is start today and just start with whatever capacity you currently have and then just kind of like build from there and then make it a lifelong commitment from today.
Yeah, I call it, well, you've probably heard this habit stacking.
Yep.
So, whatever whenever I did public speaking, I'd say sleep is the very most important part of your health because if you don't get enough sleep, you're certainly not going to want to work out or move your body. You're not going to want to take the time to make healthy food because your brain's going to want sugar because it's so tired,
Yep.
right? Every health decision is not going to be great. So, if you're not getting great sleep, start with that. And then we all know what we should be doing better, whether it's eating more vegetables, drinking more water, then add the next habit. And then when you have two, add that third one on. So you're constantly adding. And then literally 6 months from now, you'd be like, look at me, I'm a rock star. I'm doing so many things great, but trying to change everything works for exactly nobody.
Yep. No, definitely. You get a bit of overwhelm and then procrastination sets in and you just don't do anything. You just give up. It's all too hard. You haven't even done anything yet.
It's so true.
So, so with your clients, most of them are, I guessing, are going to be a little bit older. And so, what's the challenges most of them are coming to you to kind of deal with or address?
Eating, it's all about the food every single time. So I do a lot of private food coaching
Yep.
because telling somebody how to work out is never going to change what's on the scale. And every woman wants to see a different number on the scale. And it's really dispelling myths. One of my clients was eating, I'm not going to say the brand, I don't want to get in trouble. Let's just say a cereal.
Yep.
And I told her, I said, there's nothing of value in that, and it doesn't keep you full, and it's full of sugar." And she's like, "But on the cover it says heart healthy." And I was like, "It it's not. It's not heart healthy at all. In fact, it's not doing you any favors." And so really getting my clients to realize that even though women, probably men too, we love our carbs. Oh, do we love our carbs? You're gonna get the most bang for your buck, getting enough protein and getting fiber, and then filling in the carbs after that. But because after the age of 30, we lose muscle every single year, it's vital to get enough protein. And women would eat carbs all day long, every day with a teeny little bit of protein. It doesn't have to be meat, but we need to have more protein, first of all, for our muscle, but it really does help you stay full.
Yeah,
So we focus on, you know what, I want you to listen to your body because in my opinion, we all have a body clock that tells us when we're hungry. I don't think any of us should be eating 6 times a day. I don't wanna think about food that much, that's crazy. But eat when you're hungry, and if you're eating enough protein and fiber, you shouldn't be hungry for 3, 4, 5 hours after that. And the thing that messes up a lot of my clients is they wanna eat at night, and I said, "If you don't wanna eat an apple, kitchen's closed, because that's when they wanna have the ice cream and the brownies and the
yeah,
chips." I'm like, "No, no, no, kitchen's closed, go to bed."
yeah. So basically, your philosophy is whole foods. Basically, get
Yes.
rid of the snacking, like try to eliminate them, or at least go for healthier options, and then drink plenty of water. So basically, there's nothing too radical, is there? But everyone seems to feel that there's a need to go for the next diet or you know solution, magical solution out there. But it's just basically applying principles that most of us already know.
It is, and you know what? I don't think our current society does us any favors because I had a girlfriend from high school actually say, "Pam, I walk into the grocery store and there's too many choices. I literally don't know what to buy." I said, "Okay." And we had a little conversation about it. In fact, I was just on yesterday on my local Fox 40 show on quick grab and go meals
Yeah,
because when you're busy, you're going to want to grab, I call it cake in a cup,
yeah,
the yummy coffee drinks that have as much sugar as a piece of cake. But you can do fast and easy things at home, but it's always going to be, you know what? Don't grab that muffin. Don't grab, I, uh, energy bars certainly have a place, but I don't think they should be a daily place in your diet. Think about what you like to eat. Hard boiled eggs, oatmeal with some protein powder and peanut butter in there. That's always going to keep you full for hours. It's focusing on eating real food for the win every single time. Yeah, nothing I talk about is crazy. And I will tell you this, Damien, I've had more people, clients asking me about the keto diet because that's been around now. And
yeah,
like, okay, so I want to teach my clients to eat for the rest of their lives, not just until they get to their goal and go, okay, I'm done. And then they go
yeah,
back to the way they eat and then they gain the weight. And I always ask them, are you going to have a piece of birthday cake? Are you going to have a cookie at Christmas? Because if that answer is yes, the keto diet is not for you. Can we please find a way that's realistic for you to eat and lose weight at the same time? Because it can be done for sure.
yeah. No, definitely. So, yeah, like very valid points there. I think everyone's too busy looking for a quick fix and then forgetting about solid principles. And then also, as you said before, it's everyday consistency, which will give you the wins into the long term. The quick fixes, maybe you'll get a short little window when you maybe have achieved what you want, and then
Yeah.
afterwards you go back to exactly where you were before.
Well, the reality of it is, I always say, you didn't gain the weight overnight. You did not gain it yesterday or even last week. It takes a while to come on, and you have to give yourself grace on the other side. Even though in our instant society, we want things to happen right now, you got to, it's like being pregnant. It takes 10 months for the baby to cook, and it takes
Yeah.
about 10 months to get your baby back. Like, that's really how weight loss works. It's never going to be a quick fix.
Yep. No, definitely. So, what would you recommend to people as far as how many times a day should they be eating? because you're saying, six times is definitely not on the list. Is it just three times? Some people are advocating one time. So,
I would say to get a little notebook and write down the time of day for like 5 days. Write down what time of day you eat, if you are hungry, and if you're satisfied afterwards. Do it for 5 days, no judgment. You're just paying attention and looking at that. So many people eat for other reasons than being hungry. In fact, I would say a lot of people have never even gotten to true hunger because there's food everywhere in our society. There are so many fast food places around me. It's ridiculous with people waiting in their cars in the drive-through line to get it and paying attention to what your body is telling you. For me personally, I don't get hungry till lunch. I have coffee in the morning. I'll take my, green drink. But for food, I'm literally not hungry till then. So I will eat lunch and dinner, and they're good size lunch and dinner, but that works for me. Some people wake up ravenous, and then at lunchtime they're not super hungry, so they might just need a little bit and
yeah,
have dinner. We are all so individualized, and we have been conditioned to breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You don't actually have to have breakfast. That slogan that everybody knows was made up by Kellogg's in the 60s when they came out with their cereal line. Finding out when your body is actually hungry and eating to stay full for a long time. So, getting a ton of fiber from vegetables and fruits and getting enough protein, s- eh, paying attention to your own body clock is going to be the key for everybody. It might be two, it might be four. I do have one client that does eat 6 times a day because she likes the feeling of, oh, I get to eat every 2 hours. But that's one client out of 23 years. The rest of
yeah,
them, I just say, you have to find, I can't tell you. And some people get mad at me. They're like, just tell me what to do. And I said, no, I don't know your body. I don't know when you're going to be hungry. I don't know what things you like to eat. Just like women always say, what's the best protein? I said, the best protein is the one that you like to eat. Google protein sources, make a list, and eat the ones that you love.
yeah. So you were mentioning you get your clients to note when they're feeling hungry. Do you use a lot of tracking and planning, like for them to kind of like be aware of, whether they are training and what they're eating?
It's a Word document that literally says, meal one, are you hungry? Were you satisfied? Meal two, meal three, and then snacks, just so they can see for themselves. It's not turned to me because they're all adults,
Yeah,
so they can see it. And then when I'm working with them, I have them all track their food on my Fitness Pal because we can be friends on my Fitness Pal, and I can see what they're eating and make suggestions, and or hey, that was a great day, or see if they're not losing weight, look back and see maybe what they could have done differently for the next week.
yeah,
And what is so interesting is I know a lot of women they get really hesitant, I guess is the right word, that I'm gonna take away, right? Take away their favorite foods. I'm like, I'm a big adder. Usually it's you need to have a ton more veg.
yeah,
You need to add more water. You need to leave every time you leave your house, grab an apple because when you're out and about, you might get hangry and that's when you might get the cake in a cup. But let's have an apple instead
yeah.
until you can get home and make yourself a meal. So I'm a big believer in adding things. I very rarely take things away because when you add more things in, the other stuff eventually just falls off.
Yeah, or just substitution, isn't it? So like
Yeah.
bad stuff for good stuff, so you're not feeling like you're missing out on anything. And then it's funny, isn't it? Like if you adjust the way you eat, your taste buds actually begin to evolve as well, and then you actually crave healthy food as opposed to sweet foods.
Yes, in fact, one of my clients, her work is right by, I want to say, four fast food places, and she worked crazy hours, and she would always get that for dinner on the way home. And on our first conversation, she said, "I don't eat vegetables. I don't like them." And now we laugh about it because she goes home and makes a huge salad every single night with shrimp and hard-boiled eggs and other roasted veggies on there. And she goes, my taste buds have totally changed. I said, yes, because when you're eating fast food, they want you to keep eating it. So they have that magic combination of sugar and salt and fat
Yeah,
that makes you eating more. She goes, I literally, and this was 2 weeks ago, she said, I was so hungry when I left. And I thought to myself, no, I don't want to eat that because it will not taste good anymore. So you're to your point, you're exactly right. Our taste buds do change when we eat differently.
Yeah, no, great. So tell me what the perfect day for Pam looks like.
Oh, I'm a habit of I'm nature a creature of habit. So we wake up. My husband and I are very early risers, 5:30. Get up, have coffee. We don't do dairy, so I do a like nut pods and nut almond milk creamer.
Yeah,
We read the paper because we're still old fashioned. Get the paper delivered, and then I'm a morning worker outer. So as soon as I'm done, and I always check my email and post on my Facebook groups. And I'm usually working out by 7 or 7:30. Do fun things like this right afterwards.
yeah,
I create content on Mondays for my YouTube channel. I um, Instagram. I love Instagram, but it is a job every day to do my stories, to do my daily posts. There, you know this.
yeah,
Uh, Make sure my YouTube channel looks okay because once you put a video on there, you also have to make the thumbnail and then add the tag. So there's a lot of little things I do every day.
yeah,
I'm high energy in the morning, so I try to get most of my productive work done in the morning. And then I'm still a mom who runs the house, and we still run out of food. So then there's a grocery shopping and going to pick up things. So I probably do a good 4 to 6 hours of work a day, and the rest is mom. And then I do now that I'm 53, I will say it again, 53. If I don't take the time in the middle of the day for like a 15 to 30 minute, just I need to sit down and read or relax, it wipes me out. So actually planning out rest in my day is very, very important. I make dinner every night. And then my husband and I love British crime shows. So we
okay,
watch British crime shows.
fair enough.
Mhm.
So you're definitely an advocate for putting in some relaxation time just to kind of like come down.
Well, we all are go, 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 but our brains and our bodies need the time just to rest. And I wouldn't say scrolling on any social media is the perfect rest. I would say listen to a podcast, even going for a walk. I have an infrared sauna. I'll get in my sauna sometimes, just where you can literally decompress and do nothing and think about just relaxation. That's it. That we all need that. That if you'd have told me that 20 years ago, I'd been like, I don't have to relax.
Yeah,
I'm 33. I feel great.
yeah, no, definitely. So what is your definition of wellness?
Mental and physical. Absolutely. We I think mental health is coming to the forefront, especially in the last year with the pandemic going on. Um, Taking care of yourself physically and mentally every day, not putting it on the shelf to do later on next week, next month, next year. I also think so. We talked about exercise, stretching, I think is vital. And I've been a lifelong stretcher, and I do think that's why I'm not in a lot of pain. I think a component of meditation or yoga is really important. And now we don't have to go anywhere, right? YouTube is the greatest source for people to find things. Not that we could leave our house for the last year, at least here in the United States, but
Yeah,
there's so many free resources for people to have. And I also think it's nourishing yourself with healthy foods because I know I'm not perfect, Amy, and I'm sure you're not either. When I eat like crap, I feel like crap. So wellness is actually thinking about what am I going to consume both food wise, social media wise, what else is out there because you can dive down the rabbit hole of the comparison trap, right? And comparison is a killer of joy. So let's
yeah,
just say that, right? So it is really not just exercise and diet, it's rest and yoga and meditation and stretching. And also making time for friends and family, that connection that we've lost, at least here in the States, making sure you call your friends, not just texting them, catching up with your kids. It's just I'm going to do this a whole around.
yeah.
It encompasses a lot.
So do you have any specific main tips you would give people over 40 or approaching 40 on how to maintain their wellness and fitness?
I would say make it a priority every day of the week. And it does not have to be a long time. If you put aside, I think that's where a lot of people fail is they think they have to do an hour a day. Let's be clear, you do not have to do an hour a day. but putting aside 15 minutes for it could be strength, it could be cardio, it could be yoga, it could be old school Billy Blank's Taibo that we did in the
Yeah.
80s. It could be something where you're moving. That has to be at the forefront every day. And at first, if you're not doing it, it might seem like a chore. And then, you know what? A few days in, you're going to think, I feel fantastic. Not putting your health as an afterthought, like, oh, I'll worry about my food later. No, no. What are you going to eat today? Planning out, and plans can change, certainly. But a lot of us are eating from home right now, making sure you have healthy choices to make good meals. Don't just think, well, I hate the word treat. I want to treat or cheat on my diet. I'm like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't cheat on your spouse, you wouldn't cheat on a test. So why are you cheating your health by having this ginormous, I don't know, meal? But and people are going to probably roll their eyes when they hear that, but I'm not saying you can't indulge, but I don't think you should ever think of your health like you're cheating on it and taking it seriously, because I saw my father-in-law die of obesity, and I watched my dad die from Alzheimer's, which they are calling type 3 diabetes, which is 100% food related. And he ate like crap and he drank a lot. That the choices we make now in our 40s and our 50s, day in and day out, week after week, month after month, can have a long-term effect on our health. Now, we're all going to die, certainly,
Yeah.
but but taking care of ourselves now can affect how we age and feel in the future.
So yeah, so wellness is a very important aspect of making sure we can achieve longevity. Longevity is not only living longer; it's actually being able to enjoy our life longer, isn't it? Because, like my mother as well, she died from dementia, and then my father, he's on the way as well, and so you don't have any quality of life. So it's longevity is actually how much living you have in the life you have, not necessarily the number of years. And health, wellness, and fitness is definitely a good vehicle for achieving that, isn't it?
It is. I have one client right now who's 82, and it's funny, Damien, I put him on my Instagram stories,
Yeah.
and people love him, and he doesn't even know what Instagram is. But they love him because I go over to his house, like today we did. He gets down on his knees in front of the couch and stands back up, because I don't ever want him to be stuck on the ground and not be able to get back up.
Yeah.
I made him sit on the couch with a tray, like he eats dinner on his couch. Stand up with the tray. I want him to be functional for the rest of his life. He's 82 and he always does it with a smile on his face, and we're laughing and talking while he's doing it. We warm up by doing kitchen counter push-ups. He can do those. Like, it's all, and many people at 82, they're too tired. They sit all day and they think, I'm too old. He still wants to do the work in his yard. He still wants to hang up his Christmas lights. And I'm like, yes, let's keep doing that. There's
Yeah.
no, I mean, eventually there's going to be a reason to stop, but right now, let's keep doing that.
So you're a big proponent of more functional training, especially as you get older.
I do, and I tell, actually, I have a private group called the Perfect Balance Tribe, where we have a
Yeah.
weekly contest, and this week is 50 squats a day. But you can, if you're in at home, and most of us are at home, you could do 5 sets of 10, 10 sets of five, like kitchen counter push-ups, squat on the kitchen chair. Everybody, when you're making coffee, when you're making tea, when you're cooking, anybody can bust out 10 push-ups on the kitchen counter. Guess what? That's strength work.
Yeah.
So adding that into your day is something that everybody can do. And I find at least when I taught, a lot of women, they would do the turtle push-up where only their head would go down.
Yeah.
But kitchen counter, people stay straight and their form is really good. So that's actually a great way to start doing push-ups. We women inherently do not have great upper body strength, but everybody can do one against counter. So yes, functional work so you can keep living your life day after day.
Yeah. So, what would you say to people who are approaching 40? Because a lot of, or approaching 40 and reach 40, and a lot of these people are going, oh my God, I'm 40, it's all downhill from now. So, what would you say to these people?
I'd say you're so young. Oh my gosh, you're so young. And if you don't feel good, take responsibility for that. If you're not taking care of yourself, you have to own up, man up, woman up, and take responsibility for where you are physically in your body. Change. Our health is the only thing that we cannot hire out for other people. You have to do it yourself. It's time to write down how do you want I would like write a letter to your future self. How do you want to feel in a year? Do you want to feel better? Make action steps you could take every month. This month I'm going to start walking more. Great. This month every time I make a cup of coffee, I'm going to do 10 push-ups. If you drink a lot of coffee, that is a lot of push-ups,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to drink a cup of water with every cup of coffee. Literally little things that will add up to make you feel better. If you feel great, I would say keep going, but know that you never have to kill yourself for optimal health. But you definitely want to take a look at where you are now. 40, you and I, Damien, are over 50. I look back, I think I was a baby at 40. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Um, and we take for, if you do feel great, what can you add to your life to keep feeling great?
No,
And
definitely.
it doesn't have to be a lot.
No, brilliant. So this is a good lead into a question I'd like to ask everyone. What's your definition of a legendary life or your best life?
Oh, I think it's looking back at any time, or maybe if I'm going to change that, say I'm 80, looking back at my 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and did I live a great life? Did I live life or did life happen to me? Because a lot of people in my house with my family, we say, you're the actor, director, and star in your own movie. You have to make it happen. Are you making your own movie happen or is life happening to you? Because so many people are passive in their own lives and they say, oh, I could never do that. I can't do that. You can do anything you put your mind to. You might not be able to tomorrow, but you can work for anything you want to do. So living your legend life is knowing you can be a badass. I ate a windshield and I am living the best life that I can right now. Literally ate a windshield.
Yeah.
And here I am talking to you. I never would have met you had I not eaten that windshield. There are no limits to the amazing things that can happen to in your life. Just go out there and make it happen.
No, I like that. So individual responsibility. So everyone, did you hear that? Individual responsibility.
Yes, yes.
So you're responsible for your life. So on that note, what are three life lessons you've learnt that you think are of value for other people?
Take responsibility for your health. And some things happen to you, like my accident. I never could have planned that. It was a life changing and defining moment. And I've had many people say, I cannot believe how much you've changed. If it was me, I would have been in a ball crying but you were making a website, you have 7 books on Amazon. I went to London, I was a speaker in the Best You at London. Like you can either make lemonade, or not. I was like, well, I've never been a sit in the cry in the corner type of person. Um, y- you can make great things happen if you want to, for sure. Also, every day we have a choice. We have lots of choices to make. And every choice you make, your future self can thank you or say, "Hey, why'd you do that?"
Yeah,
So you can make great choices every day. They don't have to be perfect, but they can be great. And knowing that your health certainly is your greatest wealth. We can all make $1 million, but if we have bad health, what are we going to do with that? Right. So I really, if we can put our health on the top of our priority list every single day, that's the most important thing.
yep. So do you have a third point?
Third point, yes, and this is going to sound silly. Our bodies are like a Ferrari, in my opinion. You only get one to go through life in. And I see people abusing their bodies all the time. I would love it if you would think of your body like a Ferrari and put in high quality fuel, take it out for a spin every day and see the world in it because I know you've traveled a lot and I've traveled a lot and life is definitely worth living and traveling for. But when you take better care of that Ferrari, you're going to be able to have those adventures.
No, brilliant. So, well, thanks again, Pam. That's been amazing. I'm sure a lot of people will find that informative and also inspirational. So, how can people find out a little bit more about yourself?
I'm on Instagram at Perfect Balance Guru. My website is theperfectbalance.guru. And my YouTube channel, if you need help working out, I have a stretching playlist. I have a 5-minute playlist. I have a 10-minute playlist. I have a 1 minute of peace. I have 1 minute if you just need to sit and breathe. I can help you meditate during the day. That is the perfect balance. And for people that want more, my Perfect Balance Tribe, it's a membership group where I post daily inspiration. We have weekly contests. I do Facebook Live once a week because just like what we're talking about today, I want to give people the right information because there's so much craziness. If you Google how to live a healthy life or how to lose weight, you'll get a million things on Google. I want to give you basic real life advice that will take you for the rest of your life to live a healthy and productive life and feel great as you age.
Brilliant. Well, thanks again, Pam. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a super fun conversation.